So, like we've been told all our lives with the senses, when one is like taken away, the others are enhanced. So, based on the fact you since adolescence and you since what teen, young adulthood,
2012, like 21, 22.
20, yeah, very young adult, and you was like elementary school.
Yeah, he got more time than me with it.
Correct. But is there an enhancement of the other senses for you to be able to navigate what's going on in your immediate reality?
Absolutely. From my standpoint, I'm totally in tune with my 360-degree circumference at all times. So I know where everybody is sitting or standing in this room, whether they talking or not, because they have to make some kind of noise. The camera guy, he's across from me. You know what I mean? I'm thinking about 10 feet. You know what I mean?
Is he at 3, 4, 5, 6, or 12 o'clock?
I think he's right at 12. If I threw a golf ball, I knock his face off. Bing! I'm telling you, no disrespect, big dog.
For those who can't see the camera guy, he is absolutely correct.
You know, and that's just the circumference. And then I got my goon. He's sitting all the way to the left, ducked off in the corner.
Indeed.
You know what I mean?
Indeed, he is.
And I don't even have to know that, but I know where my goons be. You know what I mean? That's just how
Is that a sound, feeling, or smell?
it's a vibration and it's a connection that you know, because you get to know people's MO. He ain't the camera dude like that. You know what I mean? But
So those are listening and viewing. This is the one individual that accompanied him here. So it seems like you're expressing, his movements better than you know the average humans.
nah, I just know everybody movements. I got to. You know what I mean? Me not knowing is going to be detrimental to me. So as a boss and as a motherfucker that has to control my environment, you know what I mean, as the key person in whatever I'm doing, I gotta be aware of the room, the setting, who's moving, where they moving, what they got, what they doing, how they moving, what they thinking. I'm even reading their minds.
Munchie B, he just described you as far as like myself. When we in a situation, that's how we move. We that guy. Do you have a similar experience, still being that guy when you move with your guys and having to compensate for similar experience? Was it different?
So what you saying, like when we out and about, how we moving about, and
Because you maintain a certain level of respect, although, the condition that you face with, and I see it, others see it, and, do you feel like it's something you had to establish, or do you feel like it's because what you was beforehand, your circle automatically give you that, or do you have to still do things to maintain it?
I go circumstantial depending on where I'm about to push to. All right, if I'm going over here, I'm saying I'm had the troopers with me, but a lot of times, and I get complaints. I just push for me and the female, bro. I ain't PTSD'd up or none of that shit. You know what I'm saying?
That's the best way to roll.
Like I'll be cool, but I know how to assess situations and shit like that. And I know when to, troop up and go to certain, you know what I'm saying? I just gotta play it by ear like that. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't super PTSD'd up, nervous or none. You know what I'm saying? I'll be Ubering all over the place. Alex will tell you.
I get that, and then with you being I understand. But one thing, 50 Cent, we all was introduced to him being shot 9 times. I remember he used to tell me this. Based on that experience, he was like, my fear factor is almost non-existent, Spider. So you think because through the trauma, and I could imagine you had at one point throughout your ordeal, you had to have given up on life, like it's over. So did you come to a grips with that to where now it's like hard to bother you?
That fear shit he said that's dead on. But no, I ain't never went into no depression or nothing. I was just puzzled on how like I'm about to move as normal as possible moving forward. You feel me? Because I ain't done yet. Nigga, I'm like, you know what I'm saying? And they was just doing some asshole shit the day before and some what, you know what I'm saying? I ain't done. So I just wanted to make sure I could program it and do the normal shit I was doing in the past. And once I figured it out, I got my foot in it. I was cool, but I ain't never went through like no depression or none of that shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't experience the depression shit either. Even though I was much younger, I was like 9, right? And the accident happened or the incident, whatever the fuck you want to call it.
You mind elaborating on what took place?
Me and my family, I got two older brothers and a younger brother, but me and my two older brothers and my mom, we had moved to LA in like 81. And this when the crack epidemic was popping. I mean, and
Nissan trucks.
my Nissan trucks, my nigga, everybody had Jerry curls. If they didn't have Jerry curls, they had like Aunt Jemima rags on their face like they was like zombies. And they had a gang of like Bebe's kids, like just badass kids, just wild as fuck. And me and my brothers, we had just moved actually in my neighborhood before was my neighborhood.
Which is what area? You know,
It's Normandy and 93rd Street.
okay.
And we moved on the block or whatever, and they had a gang of crack houses and a gang of Bebe's kids. It's crazy because I knew like Benzo Al and different niggas that work with Freeway Rick and shit like that because they was living on my block.
Okay.
They had crack houses on my block. So we got into it. They had a family that was living right next door. They might have had like 8 brothers and like 3 sisters or
Growing
whatever.
up in that environment, were you ever affiliated or pressured or motivated to be involved in any type of street gang situation?
Nah, I think that was just organic. That organically happened coming from New Orleans. Yeah, but coming from New Orleans, we was, it was just family first and we was kids. As we grew up in the environment of LA.
From New Orleans, at what age did you come to LA?
We came to LA when I was like 6, right? And we actually came out here before when I was like 3 or 4, and we lived in the jungles, and we lived on like 36th Street and between Normandy and Butlong in the Brims. And then when my mom moved us back to New Orleans, we came back out here maybe a couple years later, once she got her bag right or whatever, in 83.
Don't forget, if I threw you off my bag,
Nah,
we on the story of
The street popping on 93rd.
the incident.
Yeah, I'm getting right to that
all right,
now.
go ahead.
So
my bad.
when we moved back out here in 93 on 93rd, like I said, it was crackheads and crack babies and shit. And we got into it with a family that right next door, my brothers. Got into it with them, and it was all for one for all. So we ended up fighting like 8 brothers, and one of the little motherfuckers, I was fucking this little nigga up. So they would run behind this gate and pick up glass bottles and shit and throw them at us, right? And we from the projects, it's some wild shit, but I ain't never had niggas just throwing just glass bottles and shit, right?
Right.
So niggas throwing glass and shit. I got this cardboard in front of my face because I'm like trying to like duck the glass. And I look up and the nigga caught me in the eye.
With a bottle?
Yeah, with a broken bottle. Wow. Yeah, it fucked me up. And then from that I went in the hospital. They trying to fix the eye. Through that I caught pink eye. Then boom. The other eye started being infected, I guess because I was such a young dude, 6, 7 years old. The trauma, it started fucking with the other eye, so the other eye started getting glaucoma. So then they had to put a laser on that motherfucker, and then it developed into a cataract, so the motherfucker was deteriorating, right? So they sent me to the NIH in Washington, D.C. in Maryland. They sent me to the National Institutes of Health to do an experiment on my eyes to try to get my sight back, and that failed. But that was a cold story. So I made a movie about all this shit because I wanted people to understand how, the whole process went of me losing my sight. I can't say that it just happened overnight and I was, blind or without sight. It was a gradual process, but like Munchie B said, I didn't go through, my mom and my brothers really didn't let me go through the depression period. You feel me?
Do you feel, so are you left in a state of darkness?
Nah, it really ain't darkness. It's more dark with these fucking shades on. Okay. You know what I'm saying? But nah.
What the hell? Wait a minute.
Yeah.
I see something in your eyes that's not natural. Is them stones or is that metal?
Yeah, nah. What happened is, like I was saying, I went to the NIH, so they eradicated my eyes, right? So I had prosthetics. You feel me? They had to put prosthetics in, and over the years, as I grown, you know what I'm saying. I would go to the cosmetic doctor every like couple years because your eye socket grows every few years, right? So, you just think starting at 10, so 10, boom, at like 16 I went back, at 20 something I went back. So, boom, I'm steady going back, getting the eye adjusted, you know what I mean? The prosthetics adjusted because my face is growing and shit. And at some point, I had just signed to Mario Winans and through a bad boy situation, and Mario, he had just hit me with some bread, you know what I mean, and I'm like, fuck it, I need to do something to stand out as an artist, right? I'm fucking with Bad Boy now. I need to do something to stand out. So I went to the cosmetic doctor, but this time I brought. Me and my brother went to the jeweler and shit, picked out some, IF flawless diamonds, you know what I mean? Like he looking at the motherfuckers with magnifying glasses and tweezers and shit, right? Going through, finding the right ones, and then we took it to the cosmetic doctor and he charged me some bread and implanted them into my prosthetic.
Wow. So they're part of the prosthetic and not your actual.
Yeah, these
they come out like a contact. You didn't have to do us like that. Yeah. Damn.
No, we real on spider
you
shit.
A cold nigga.
We real on spider shit. I want niggas to know I'm a real
he
nigga.
He just did some crazy shit.
I mean, I can pull my pistol just as fast, my nigga.
He ain't lying though.
I pull that yapper just as fast.
Go ahead, Munchie B.
I believe you. No, I believe you.
Yeah, he just did some shit for our viewers that was real raw and uncut.
Yeah.
Fuck it, we raw.